What's up, guys? It's Matt from Indian Motorcycle Tucson, about to take the 2017 Indian Motorcycle Chieftain Limited out for a short little cruise, see how that new front wheel basically performs. We're going from a 16-inch front wheel to a 19-inch front wheel. I don't expect a whole lot of difference. This bike handles incredibly, so I would be shocked if they changed it to a point where it didn't handle as good as it did, because the Chieftain's a fantastic bike. So let's go test her out and see how she does. There's no key fob on the Indian, so you just press the power button, the interface comes up and loads up for you. I'll have to put the key fob in. Says a little warning saying, hey, don't mess with the screen too much when you're riding. You can crash. We don't want that. So let's fire it up. Feel the ponies between your legs, and let's go ride. I'm not a very big guy, but the Chieftain fits me really, really nicely. The seat height, you're looking at 26 inches on the seat height, so it's nothing too crazy. Anybody really taller than me, and I'm 5'4", can sit on this thing just fine and feel like it's, you're firmly planted on the ground. It's got a low center of gravity to where you don't feel like it's too cumbersome and that you're going to drop it at every chance you slow down and put your feet down. So it's really, really nice. I won't mess too much with the audio systems on these things, but the Chieftain speakers are really, really nice. The fairing works really, really well. So smooth through the gears. It's really, really nice. The level of comfort on this bike to me is bar none the best I've ever had. It's 5 and some inches in the rear suspension. You have 5.5 inches of ground clearance, so your lean angle's pretty solid. And I'll test that out. I'll lean her over a little bit here the next few miles. I'm going to take her out on the interstate, kind of stretch her legs a little bit. But we're on Oracle Road here in Indian Motorcycles in Tucson, and it's a crazy road. No matter what the day is, there's tons of traffic. So we'll try to get off this road pretty quickly. Standard controls for most metrics, the turn signal is just this one switch over here, and a lot going on as far as the audio is concerned over here. Here's the electronic windscreen that moves up and down. Check that out. Only a couple bikes in the world do that, and it's really, really nice. And that's a couple of the premium features that are on Indian motorcycles that's not on a lot of other bikes, so it's really cool. Extremely classic gauges with your tachometer and the speedometer there. You have an analog fuel gauge, digital fuel gauge, and it'll tell you, hey, look, you're going to run out soon. You got 40 miles to go. So if you power on the screen, we got 45 in the rear and 38 in the front. I think it should be rated at 42. Because it's so hot out here. I think it's 90 degrees in Tucson, so. The Indian Chiefs have 120 foot-pounds of torque. They're torque monsters. It's incredible. You could really feel it. It pulls off the line so good. Need to be a little careful because it's a brand new bike with 4 miles on it. We haven't had a whole lot of opportunity to scuff up some tires, and that's a big thing when you have a new bike. You want to watch that, so you don't want to take a corner too hot. Those tires, because they're pretty slick, because they're brand new, they'll just slide out from underneath you, and it's obviously not a good thing. So we'll take it easy in the corners, but I'll still be able to kind of test out that lean angle. We'll figure. I won't take them too hot, but I'll still be able to lean her over. This guy's got his hazards on, so I'll wait until the guy in the left lane moves. All right. I'm 160 pounds. I think the stock suspension is rated like between 180 and 200 pounds. I don't make a dent in really any sort of suspension, so I try to keep it as soft as possible. And this feels good. This feels good to me. So smooth. So easy to ride. I've been riding Harleys for a long time. I've had a bunch of different bikes, touring bikes, smaller bikes, Dynas, Sportsters. My Indian's the best bike I have, the vintage. I will absolutely do a ride review on my bike at some point. I have a Freedom True Dual exhaust system with the shark tails or fish tails, and Indian stage 1 intake on it, and it's mapped, and that's it. And I feel like it's plenty of motor for me. They have stage 2 cams. Never really been in a position where I lacked motor and I felt like I needed more, so I haven't done it, and I don't foresee me really doing it unless I just get totally bored and I have some money and I want to spend. Almost to the freeway here. Only hop on for about a mile or two. There's tons of construction going on about 3-4 miles up, and I don't want any part of that. It's a 45 mile an hour zone on the freeway, and it gets stacked up really quickly, and I don't want to deal with that. So I don't know if you guys can see on the video the interface, but it's switching every time the direction I'm going. I also got 495 miles to the first oil change. First oil change is at 500, so brake in. They want you to vary the RPMs as much as possible. A lot of people come from New Mexico and stuff like that and out of town to pick these bikes up, and they just hop on the freeway, and we hope they're breaking the bikes in properly. You don't want to just, hit 75 miles an hour and hit the cruise control and call it good. So I got a new mic today, so hopefully it's working properly. Hopefully you guys can hear me. If not, well, I'll figure something out. The fairing on these things are really, really great. I don't feel any wind at all. My helmet does, so let's kind of lift this thing up and see what that does. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. It takes a lot of the buffing off my helmet, shooting it right over the top of my head. This is our exit, so we're going to scoot over. Effortless through the gears, so smooth. The crazy thing about the Indians and that something that I haven't been accustomed to over the years of riding is that when I crack the throttle on these things and I look down and I'm going 90, I don't realize how I got there. It doesn't feel like it at all. Whereas 90 on my Harleys, it felt every bit that I was going 90. So tons of vibration, things going crazy around me. So, but this thing feels so good, so smooth, just cuts through the wind like butter. I won't mess with cruise control today, but I'll do one on my bike where I can show you guys how easy it is for cruise control, and it's really similar to my, it's better than my car. It holds the speed perfectly. There's never a case, you know, when you're going uphill or something like that in your car, your truck, starts to lose momentum and it goes, you know, and it starts to try to catch itself up. On my bike, it just holds it true, and it's really, really nice. I don't have to mess with anything. A lot of people freak out with cruise control on the bike. They think it's too much. They think it's scary or something like that. But this is really easy to use, and the throttle actually has a little bit of play in it when you let it go, and you just roll it forward just a hair, and it cuts the cruise control out. That way you can get back on the throttle and get where you're going. So if traffic starts to back up on you, and you can take it off and then slam it and get into another lane and get past it, makes it so much easier. So I think most motorcycles that have cruise control are like that. I don't think that's an Indian thing, but it's extremely smart with how they design it. The guys that are doing cruise controls on motorcycles. So the Indians are electronic throttle. They're not a cable throttle, and that took a little bit of getting used to. I was never used to that. Some people complain that it's a slight delay. I may have noticed that the first ride out, and then never thought about it again. So not something that's detrimental to the ride at all. So going back to the suspension, the Chieftains have an air shock, so if you're anywhere, you know, above 200 pounds, comes with a pump, and you just stick it on the inlet, pump it up to the weight that you guys are supposed to be at, and it's really easy. It's on one of these side panels, and on the other side of the side panel, it'll give you a chart. And it'll say, okay, you're 240 pounds, you need to be at this PSI, and you're good. So it's pretty nice. Up top in the fairing, you got a USB in here. In the back of the saddlebag, you got a 12-volt outlet. So you can plug in any sort of device that you need charged, such as your cell phone, iPads, anything of that nature. To me, the Chieftain is the best of both worlds. You get a full-blown touring bike that'll eat up road. You go across the nation. But it's that cast aluminum frame and how they balance this thing makes it so darn agile. It's incredible how good it handles. It feels like a much smaller bike in the corners. And to me, perfect for in town. It's perfect for Mount Lemon or any other mountain for that matter. Mount Lemon is a 9,500 elevation mountain here. Nothing but twisties and corners, and oh man, it's so fun. I'm gonna do one of those rides with my buddy Dan the Fireman at some point, and you guys will check it out and see it, and hopefully when you guys make it to Tucson on your bikes, you can take it up there. And when it's 100 degrees here in Tucson in the summertime, it's 70 degrees up there, and oh man, it's so nice to have. It's literally like a 30-minute ride to the base of the mountain from my house, and it's awesome. They have some whole community up there, shops and stuff like that, restaurants, Tons of cabins because it snows in the wintertime. Really, really cool place. Ski lifts open probably only a couple months, 2-3 months out of the year. We get some spaced out snowfall and stuff like that. A couple years ago it snowed at my house on New Year's Day. That was pretty cool. My son had a good time. Floorboards are massive. They give you a really, really good stronghold, foothold. If you guys are big, tall guys, you might like to add the highway pegs onto the highway bar and stretch your legs out a little bit when you guys are on the freeway. I don't have that problem because I got like 2.5 foot long legs, so I'm good. If there's a dealer near you guys, there should absolutely be one of these things on the floor, the Chieftain Limited. Go in and check it out. I'm sure everybody's test ride policies are different, but if you can test ride one of these things, take them out. Special ride. If you're looking to buy a new motorcycle and you know you think you're sold on a Harley or you know, another big twin cruiser or something like that, do yourself a favor and take the Indian out, and if you hate it, then by all means don't buy it. But it is it's a special ride, and it takes, for the most part in my mind, just a test ride, and really wakes you up and just kind of puts the thought in your head that there are other bikes out there that that are really, really, really good. You know, I swore I would never own or ride anything that wasn't a Harley, and I'm so happy that the Indian brand is around because I'm really excited with how well these bikes turned out, and it's got such an iconic look. But damn, the bikes are so special. It's one thing to have the look and the name and all that stuff. It's another to actually produce a great riding bike, and I think they've done that. But I'll let you guys judge for yourself. You guys can only take, you know, so much information from these videos. Just try to be non-biased and stuff like that. And me owning Harleys for so long and riding for so long gives me a nice perspective on other motorcycles. And whew, it's pretty toasty in Tucson today. I'm wearing a lightweight leather. Should have brought my other jacket, but that's alright. But go test ride this thing, see for yourself, and like, share, subscribe, and enjoy. Thanks, guys.